Hey, it's me, PK King, and as you know, I have a character on the workshop named Loadents. Now, okay, he's great, and he's getting a bunch of changes soon, actually, that I'll be talking about at the end of the video. But, for now, he needs a stage. So I thought, okay, launching a stage with a big update, that could be pretty cool. But my only stage experience is this mess I made ages ago. I mean, Alfred played it, so that's kind of cool, but otherwise, it's not good. So with this stage, I need this one to actually be good, or at least decent looking, like playable, you know what I mean? Okay, so you're probably like, okay, what is it gonna look like? What's the theme? Okay, well, I did tease this in other Loadent videos before, and I actually showed it on my Patreon, link in the description, but the stage is gonna be called a live stream. Okay, so the idea is, it's a flat, normal, you know, empty kind of stage, but then randomly, as the live stream goes on, you'll get followers, subscribers, and donations, and those little things that pop up can be used as platforms. The follower would be pretty common, it's probably there like most of the time, and then subscribers a bit more rare, and then the donation ones are really rare, and the donation ones also vary in size. It can be a small donation, medium, or a big donation, and that's also kind of randomized. So think of like, I don't know, Dreamland on crack? That's the best thing I can think of it to explain it as. So again, little to no stage experience. Consider this like a playthrough of making a stage, not really a tutorial, but I'll try to explain what I do. So the first step, just like making a character, you start off with a base. You can easily do this if you go to extras and go to stage, all the way to the bottom, you can just click new stage. I wish you could do that with just a new character, but it's okay. You can easily do it with a new stage, but instead of doing that exactly, I actually took the Bamboo Lounge stage that they gave us as a template, and I used that as a basis, just because, I don't know, I feel like there's more options and stuff already like built in there, so I just started off with that. I just copied the Steam ID and pasted it into the right folder and blah blah blah. Look, okay, if you need to know the very basics like that, just go to the tutorial that the devs made, okay? It's right up here, you got it. So here I have the file of everything, and honestly, I'm just gonna look through this and see how it ticks, because I think that should just be the first step. Just look through it and see what you can figure out with your own eyes. Okay, so the front page is basically the same as making a character. It has these 3 folders, it has the config, it has, you know, the preview and all that kind of stuff. Okay, easy. In the sprites folder, it has, again, the sprites of all the background, even the foreground, and like the main ground that you actually are going to be fighting on. It has the background number that it has right here, and it has how many like different sprites to like the animation sequence frames it has. So that's pretty straightforward. And it seems like this folder right here has all the stuff that kind of go in and out, or the things that break, like all the special things that aren't always going to be there. That's what you put in this folder. Now, I still don't know how I want the basic version or the Aether version to be different. I know the Aether version, I want all this crazy stuff, because that's basically like stage hazards, but the basic version is just plain. I think I might just not have the donation plat, because a platform that high might be a little messed up. So I think I'll just keep the 2 platforms there and not have them randomly spawn in. They'll just stay there the whole time, just to make it easy. But they are relatively high platforms, and I know that. I just don't want this to be the same as a million other stages. A million other stages have 2 platforms like this. These ones can be a little higher, just to spice it up. Okay, so I'm working on all the art, and here is what we have so far. I see that A stands for Aether, I assume. So that one I'm not going to put the platforms on, because the platforms need to be the articles that I mentioned earlier. But on the basic version, I will have those 2 platforms built into there. So like the basic version is pretty much already done. Okay, so I replaced okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of am replacing different files and keeping the names. The sizes are all sorts of wrong, and they're just in totally different areas. I'm gonna try to condense the whole like workspace in Aseprite. I'm using Aseprite for all this, obviously, I think. I'm gonna try to condense that just so the size is more accurate, and I'll also export it at 200 plus, or double size, however you call it, I don't know, just to make it bigger. Okay, so I'm exploring a bit, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to explore, and up here there's these arrows, right? You press these a couple times, and different stuff pop up, like where you want to spawn and blah blah, obvious. But then these popped up, and I'm like, hello? It looks like you get these like additional markers, and that is what correlates with the code to put the platform and what that platform does. There's a lot, like there's a lot of these, so like no wonder y'all can do some crazy stuff with these stages, because there's a lot here. So I figured I actually just, you know, look in the files and in the code just to see what's going on. It seems like the platform breaking code is in number 1, and the moving platforms are in number 3. So that's interesting. There's not even a 2. So I guess they don't like the number 2. I like the number 2 though, so I'm gonna use the number 2. And plus, because Article 3 is moving platforms, I don't need moving platforms. Particle 1 is Particle 1. Article 1 is breaking platforms. I don't need that. I'm just gonna get rid of them. because I don't need that. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna make Article 2 and try to have the platform summoned with Article 2 and see how that goes. Okay, so I made Article 2 with the correct names. I exported the platforms at 200% with the right size and everything. I just need to make mask of my sprites and then export those as like the perfect sort of green color. For whatever reason the code needs them, I'm not gonna question the computer. I'm just gonna do what it says. Obviously, I used the Rivals Workshop helper to get the correct numbers. If you don't have it, you should go to the resource tab in the Discord. I'm pretty sure it's there. And I found a lot of these values here. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at these and I have a guess at what all these do. I'm just gonna randomly move them around and see what happens. okay, I put them, I put 4 of these platforms down and gave them all different properties, and some of them are working, and some of them aren't working. I'm just gonna whittle through that. Okay, wow, I was overcomplicating it. Make sure when you are naming things and writing down things and putting things and changing things, that you keep the name consistent, because I had changed names of things and then things weren't reading. Look, make sure if you change the name in one area, you change it in all the areas, okay? Please, because that was a headache and a half for no reason. Anyway, I figured it out. And also, when it comes to the code, all you really need, I think, at least for right now, is the init folder. Is that init? Yeah. When it comes to code, at least for now, all you really need is the init folder. In that, you could just put this little thing and it'll tell it exactly what to do. Easy. I was having some problems with the floor, like visually being incorrect and stuff like that, but I just played around with the numbers and stuff like that and load, and it figured itself out. So just play around with the numbers, eyeball it, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to get 2 more platforms in here, and then I'm just gonna call it a night for tonight because it's been a long day. Okay, next day, things are going well. I might redo the art a little bit because I'd like to animate it a bit and have it a bit more sharp. Right now it doesn't look super pixelated-y, it looks blurred. I want to fix that, yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Okay, so I wasn't recording for a bit, but I did a lot of visual upgrades. All of this was done in Sprite, obviously, and I used the Bamboo Lounge assets to see what kind of size I should make them. The stage right now is basically the same dimensions, so I just kind of got the what is it called? The base stage size for that, and basically copied it just to make sure the sizes were like accurate and good. Also highly recommend making things loop really well. That was a problem I had a second ago, but I fixed it now and it loops like perfectly and I love it. It was really easy to animate. I just slowly moved the color curve every frame to change the color and the light, so I didn't really need to redraw everything. It just kind of flashes. That might be cheating, I don't know, but I think it looks good enough, and I don't know how to animate it doing like that anyway, and that's too much work. So look, this is what you get. Also, I know slanted walls in Rivals is bad, so I put this, like, I try to make it like a neon light. It's just kind of whatever kind of flash of light. I don't care whatever it is. Regardless, some beam of light behind the stage, that's where you will wall jump off, because I know slanted stages in Rivals just don't work because you rely so much on wall jumps. So I made sure to fix that. Things are looking good. I'm having some issues with the platforms detecting certain things. Like, I noticed Maple's down there, like, isn't aligned perfectly. I don't know exactly how to fix that, but you know, we'll figure it out. Okay, I took a step back and I'm looking back at this and I want to add more stuff. I don't know, it feels a little empty. I want to add like a vignette or something to like focus on the middle and maybe some other things on the side. I don't know. This is maybe me just putting off the coding side of it, but I want, it doesn't look like enough yet. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm finally liking this. I was really demotivated for a bit, but I'm really liking this. I added the vignette and some like dark industry. What is it called? Industrial. Industrial like pipes and wires and lines and stuff like that. And I made the background a little bit darker as well. I also played with the parallax a lot. The parallax is confusing. I don't really get it. I just kind of moved the numbers and percentages until it looked kind of right. I think if you stay around like the 50-50 mark and move it up and down there like a little bit, it looks kind of good. But I might tweak with that a little bit more later. And I also changed the foreground. As you can see down here, there's a little LT for loaded tiles at the bottom. There's a little Easter egg. And also just to let you know, the foreground 1 is like in the background of the foreground. Foreground 2 is what actually covers up your character. So for that one, I just did like a slightly transparent version of the other one, and then see, it looks cool. It looks, you see what I'm saying, alright? I added a live sign to better get across, you know, what this stage is, because Otherwise, it doesn't necessarily look like a live stream. And also, I put in the music done by the amazing and talented Room 100. Love this guy so much. Links to the full songs are in the description. I use this for all Loadents trailers and everything like that. 3 original songs. They're fantastic. And I put them in here. They're a little different versions than the original because I had to cut them and make them like loop a little bit better. But it's all in, and they sound great. Just make sure when you're putting the music in, it's a OGG file, and the files are named Music Loop 1, 2, 3. Naming matters a lot, guys. Okay, it's the next day. I cleaned up even some more stuff. She's looking good. I struggled with parallaxing a little bit more, but I fixed it, and I think it looks a lot better now. Now, originally, I wanted a bit more than this. I wanted to add like a chat feature that like chat would scroll by and maybe like blow up if something big happened. I wanted like a face cam, and like I wanted like a subscriber goal, like, you know, all those things that streamers have and stuff like that. But I just thought I was being a little over ambitious, you know, like maybe someone more skilled can make something like that, and some people already have. I know there's like a King DDD stage where the crowd like reacts to what's happening. I think that's dope, you know, but that's just not for me, at least not right now. My focus is on the characters. The stage is more of an after fun little thing. Maybe I'll come back to it in the future and change it up, but I just know that being over ambitious kind of hurt me a bit with Loadent. I don't think he's that crazy of a character, but there were definitely times where I was pushing my luck a little bit too much, and I think I just didn't have time to polish the stuff that I actually cared about. So instead of, you know, making and adding all these other different features and blah blah blah, I'm just gonna polish what I have here, make sure this looks good, make sure this looks clean and crisp, and just ride with that. Like right now, I'm working on animations for when the platforms come in. I'm having them be like, what's the word? Translucent, like half opacity when they're not in use, so you still know where they're gonna appear. And I might do some little things with the background and lighting and blah 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 later just to try to make it look a little better, but I'm just gonna polish what I have here right now and focus on that. Okay, I did the loading animation, and I might use this for my live streams because shoot, this is not bad. Now, if you know me, I don't code. I'm not a good coder. I will take 5 years to do the code for this one stage, okay? So the magnificent and amazing and beautiful and talented Deor is going to help me with that because I don't know what I'm doing. If you don't already know him, he helped me a lot with Loadent. Basically did like all the specials for him. He's made amazing buddies in the workshop. He's working on his own characters, and more importantly, he's made stages. He has stage experience. That's what we need right now. So I need to finish up all the other little stuff before I send these files over to him for him to finish it up and make it work all well. He's also helping me with things in the Loadent patch, so I'm just gonna send all those things over at the same time just to finish stuff up. So I got a lot of work to do. I decided to do the thumbnails first because I hated looking at the bamboo lounge thing every time I clicked the stage, and honestly I like this a lot. I just like copied and pasted from the actual files in Aether. If you just like select like something, anything, and copy it, you can go into another Aether file and just paste that, and then you can hold shift and just shrink it down and fit it in that tiny box. And I know that's not going to work for everything, it's not going to work for most things honestly, but I feel like it works pretty well with what I was trying to do with the thumbnail here. I obviously had to edit it a little bit, make it look a little nicer and not so jarring, but I think it did pretty damn good. I had to fix the alignment and everything, just make sure the boxes are perfectly the right size, but otherwise, yeah, this looks good. Okay, everything is exported and organized super well. All the animations, the transparent versions, the normal versions, everything's totally good. We're gonna pause on anything too complicated like the chat, like I mentioned earlier, because I honestly think the stage is already pretty busy. There's already a lot of stuff kind of going on, and I think asking people to make their characters compatible with Loadent and Loadent stage, I think that's asking a little bit too much, you know? I don't think people are even gonna do Loadent's compatibility, but the stage is compatible. No one's gonna care about that. And if you're wondering about Loadent compatibility, I'm actually in the works of a lot of that right now, and the next patch will be all about making Loadent compatible with all kinds of stages and all kinds of characters. Some of that's already done, and you can make it a sneak peek later. I don't know, we'll see. But I also want other characters to be compatible with Loadent with this whole tweeting thing that I mentioned in this video that I'll put up right here, I guess. So if you're interested in making your character compatible with a bunch of other characters, stay tuned for that. But for now, we're working on the stage. I did make this preview, and I honestly like love it. I love this preview so much. And I went into Streamlabs, and I got a bunch of the default sounds that you use when, like the default ones that come with Streamlabs, where you donate, you subscribe, blah blah blah. And I put that in the stage, so we can use those for when the platforms appear and stuff like that. Okay, everything is more or less done. I'm gonna send everything to Deor to see what he thinks about it, get his opinion and get his help. But while that's happening, there's one more element that you really cannot forget about when it comes to uploading things to the workshop, and that's about just how you present it. I know I don't need a whole trailer for the stage, but honestly, Loadents trailer and blueprints didn't really go over well with too many people, including me in hindsight, and I kind of want to make up for that. Like, yeah, 2 minutes of animation and 5 seconds of gameplay. That was bad, okay? That was bad. I admit it. I'm sorry, that was bad. I'm actually making a whole video about trailers and how I think the best way to format them and stuff is just a lot of my opinion and a lot of stuff to help the community, because standards are kind of rising in the workshop right now, which is great, which is amazing. But I kind of want to help everyone keep up to date, and I kind of want to use this trailer to kind of show the comparison between my old one of what not to do and what you should do, set a better example, I guess. And because this is a stage and it doesn't really have too much to show, I'm gonna have this trailer be a combination of Loadents stage and Loadent 2.0. So it's gonna be all about his changes, and it's gonna be all about the stage. It's gonna be a really, really short trailer, but it will be premiering right here on my channel tomorrow at 3 p.m. Yes, it's gonna be premiering tomorrow at 3 p.m. I've never done a premiere before. I hope this goes well. And then the stage and update will be launching right after that. So please make sure you're there tomorrow. I think it will be great. I think it'll be fun. Obviously, I'll be there in the premiere, but it should be great. Now, because all the stuff is with Deor, I can't really, play test really yet. But playtesting is very important. So I'm gonna playtest what I got of the stage and what I got of Loadent, get footage for the trailer, and blah 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 blah. And yeah, we'll figure it out. But I am gonna cut it off here, because if I showed it all now, you wouldn't come back tomorrow for the premiere. I mean, hello? Obviously, after it premieres, it will still be uploaded, so if you're watching this way in the future, it will still be the next video after this video. Go check out that trailer, download the stage, download it, and play him. Give him a try 2.0. Trust me, I fixed a lot of things. Okay, I added whiff lag, I made the acorns better, I made his speed better. Like, trust me, I'm listening. Just please try him. But yes, come back here tomorrow. Stay tuned if you want to see Loadent compatibility stuff, and stay tuned also if you want to learn more about trailers and things like that. But for now, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about stages, you can let me know. I don't know how helpful I'll be, but I'll do my best. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. I love you. See you tomorrow, next month, next week. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Bye.